It's April 2000. I'm 23 years old, and I'm scared and feeling hopeless. I feel this way because 5 years before that, I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, which basically means that my muscles are dying, and there's no treatment, and I will end up in a wheelchair at some point in my life. And I don't want to live that life, but I have no idea what to do. My mom has been on a quest since I was diagnosed to find someone who can help me see that my best days are ahead of me. And on this day in April, she believes she found the answer. He was giving a talk titled, "You'll See It When You Believe It." And it was when Dr. Wayne Dyer was speaking, he shared a trip that he was going to be taking to Europe to see healing and spiritual sites. And then he extended an invitation to anyone in the audience wishing to join him. And that's when my mother leaned over to me, wide-eyed and mouthed, "You are going on that trip." And sitting there, I just felt like, yes, the excitement of being healed is what I want. And so I was ready to go. And so the first place that we stopped off at was Lourdes in France. And I had read that in 1858, a 14-year-old girl named Bernadette was approached by an apparition of the Virgin Mary. And the apparition instructed her to dig in the ground. And a spring had sprung up, and a blind man drank from it and was healed. And I just knew it. When I got there, I started drinking the water, and nothing happened. I then had heard that people were healed by going to this bath area and being lowered into a bathtub filled with this healing water. So I went over to the bath area, waited in line, and it was my turn. I undressed down to my underwear, which is customary, I guess. And I went up to the tub, and I was ready. And the people lowered me into the water, and it was so cold. It felt like 1,000 knives were stabbing my body. And at no point during that did I say, "Hey, this is really great. This is healing. And thousands of people have come here from all over the world and all throughout time and have been healed, and I am being healed." No, it was, "This is freaking cold. I want to get the heck out of here." So when they lifted me up, it was like I was healed because I darted up to the changing area, grabbed a towel, and I began drying myself off. And then another man had come up from a nearby bath. And I noticed that he just sat down and started putting his dry clothes on over his wet body. And as our eyes met for the first time, and I'm drying myself off, he has this look of horror in his face. And then it hits me. I am drying off this healing water as though it is a curse. But it was too late. We were leaving Lourdes, and I didn't have time to get back in. And so I felt, okay, at least Assisi's next. And Assisi is in Italy, and it's the home of St. Francis of Assisi. And the building that we were going to be touring was where the first woman follower of St. Francis lived. Her name was Claire. And it was on the second floor where she prayed. And in order for me to get up there, I had to climb 3 stone steps to a platform, and then the staircase turned right, and 15 steps awaited. And to make this trek even more arduous, the right side of the staircase was completely open to the floor below. So standing behind me, watching me struggle up these 3 steps to the platform was Wayne Dyer. And when we got there, he said, "John, get on my back. I'll piggyback you up the rest of the way." So I get on his back, and he takes a step. And in a slow motion manner, we begin falling towards the open section of this staircase. And the thought of going home more disabled than when I arrived in my head. And this is not a part of the plan. And then he steadied himself, paused, and ran up the stairs with me on his back. Later, I would find out that as we were falling, he saw an apparition of St. Francis standing at the top of the staircase, raising his hands and saying to him, "Get up. Your knee is healed." And his arthritic knee, which had bothered him over the years, was instantly healed. And I just knew healing was coming my way. So we saw where Claire had done her praying, and then Wayne wanted to lead us outside for a 10-minute meditation, and I didn't know anything about meditating, but when I saw everybody had their eyes closed, I closed my eyes. And that's when this vision, along with these strong emotions, started to come up. But I'm a 22-year-old man in a group with mainly women, and I was not about to be the crier. So I opened my eyes back up, and that vision stopped. But this force was so strong, it slammed my eyes shut again, and the vision resumed. There was a beach to my left, and the ocean to the right, and the sun was just rising up, and there I was running down this beach. Now, with muscular dystrophy, you don't get stronger as time goes by. And I had lost the ability to run 5 years ago, but yet there I am watching myself run, and I lost it. I could then hear the rest of the group getting up, but I didn't open my eyes, not because I was embarrassed, but because I just wanted to stay with that vision just a little while longer. And when the vision eventually did end, and I opened my eyes, there, standing in front of me, was a Franciscan nun. In the flesh, not an apparition. And she spoke Italian to me, of which I had no idea what the heck she was talking about. But she pulled out a St. Francis rope necklace, put it around my neck, and gave me a hug. And that was the end of the trip. I left Europe without the healing that I was looking for. And it's been 23 years since that trip, and I have lost just about every physical ability that any person born healthy has. But whenever I'm feeling that hopelessness, that fear that I'm going to end up in this chair here for the rest of my life, dependent on other people to take care of me, I look down at that St. Francis necklace that hangs around my neck, and that vision comes back to me. And it reminds me, don't give up. Your time for healing is coming. Thank you.